President, I ask that the proceedings of the quorum be dispensed with.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I rise today to continue an initiative that was actually started by the presiding officer's predecessor, Senator Kaufman, whereby on a fairly regular basis I try to come down and recognize the service of one of our incredible federal employees. We spend a lot of time in this body talking about policy. We oftentimes spend a lot of time also talking about what government does wrong. And there are things that government does wrong, but too often we don't acknowledge what government does right, and particularly the incredible service that many of the folks who work for our federal government perform. So today I'm pleased to honor another great federal employee, Ms. Ann Martin. Ms. Martin is the Senior Intelligence Research Specialist for the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN. She worked with Mexican officials to help disrupt the laundering of billions of dollars derived from illegal U.S. narcotics sales. At the age of 29, presiding officer may recall when he was at that age. At the age of 29, Ms. Martin led a team of experienced financial experts to compile and analyze hundreds of thousands of pieces of data. Her research and analysis gave unprecedented insight into how Mexican drug cartels finance their operations in both Mexico and the United States. It also provided American and Mexican law enforcement authorities with a number of leads into cross-border money laundering and transnational organized crime groups. Discussing Ms. Martin's work, James Freeze, the director of FinCEN, explained, quote, "ever put together a picture of the kind of financial movements across our borders." So in other words, nobody had put together in an organized way the kind of activities that some of these drug cartels were involved in. The exhaustive and comprehensive analysis that Ms. Martin conducted supported the Mexican government's decision in June 2010 to issue new regulations restricting the amount of U.S. dollars that could be deposited into Mexican banks. As a result, more than 700 suspicious activity reports have been filed from Mexican banks. So in other words, we have got the leads on 700 potential activities that are now being investigated due to Ms. Martin's work. While her time working for the federal government has been relatively brief, she has already made a major impact. Karen Fleischer, the Deputy Associate Director at FinCEN, had this to say about Ms. Martin. Quote, "I've been in government for 35 plus years, and Ann is the kind of person that you want to hold up as an example for others. She's extremely dedicated to the agency's missions." So, Mr. President, I hope my colleagues will join me in honoring Ms. Martin, a fellow Virginian, for the excellent work she has done and her commitment to public service. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.